So, who is Majid? Majid is, like everyone else, is a real individual that happens to be a good friend of mine with an interesting version of his story of life, which I happen to enter it in his immigration part.
I met Majid about 5 years ago when we became mutually involved at Philadelphia's Magic Gardens through our friendship with Isaiah Zagar when Majid became Isaiah's assistant or apprentice.
I think it was sometime in 2011 that Hasida, Majid's wife, and Majid had come to the Magic Garden and not actually gone in, but walked around. And they were standing by my glass garage door, and I saw a Persian miniature. I saw two beautiful young people that looked like they came right out of the pages of a book.
خب حالا
بگو چی شد اصلا اومدی امریکا؟
حدوداً 5 سال پیش بود، 4 سال خورده پیش بود که با خانومم، یعنی خانومم در واقع واسه ادامه تحصیل تصمیم گرفت که بیاد آمریکا. اولش خب منم یه ذره مثلا دید آدم باورش نمیشه که بگه مثلا میخوام این کارو بکنم و اینا. البته خب باشه گفتم بریم و اینا و بالاخره خب اپلای کرد چند جا توی آمریکا و فیلادلفیا گرفت درکسل و 8 سپتامبر 2009 بود که اومدیم آمریکا بعد از انتخابات ایران. بعد اومدیم اینجا، بعد نبودش کلا. خب به حال تازه رسیده بودیم، اصلا آمریکا اون چیزی نبود که من فکر میکردم. همیشه یه چیزای دیگه تو فیلم‌ها دیده بودم، ولی به هر حال رسیدیم اینجا بودیم. یه چند روز خونه که از دوستامون بودیم اینجا تا یه جایی رو گرفتیم و رفتیم. یه خونه که نمیشه گفت، یه اتاق شاید 20 متری کوچیک بود، گرفتیم رفتیم. ما اولش که اومده بودیم خب کسی رو نمیشناختیم. بعد یکی از بچه‌ها که به هر حال کارهای قصیده رو کرده بودش که به حال بیام آمریکا واسه دانشگاهش، یه مهمونی گرفته بود خونش و ما رو دعوت کرد خونش و ما رفتیم با یکی دیگه از بچه‌ها که اومد دنبال ماشین داشت. تو همون ماشین که نشسته بودیم برگشت و من گفتش که مجید یه مجله اونجا هست، صفحه میگم نمیدونم 15 20 اینا بود. گفت برگشت و من گفتش که اون صفحهشو نگاه بکن. من نگاه کردم، عکس یه پیرمرده بودش که با یه جایی بود موزاییک بود.
When he first came to Magic Gardens, he didn't speak as much English as he speaks today. So I knew immediately, though, that we had a connection, and I think that has a lot to do with our relationship as an artist. So I came to know Majid not so much through his words and his stories at first, but through experiencing his artwork, working on projects together, and basically through the creative process. That's how I came to know him. What I found was a person who's very creative, very sincere, very open-minded and fun, and a person who I befriended immediately despite the language barrier. And since then we've grown in the past 5 years to be very, very dear friends.
The little conversation that we had was with the translation by Hasida, and I finally asked them if they would come to my home and cook me dinner. I said that my wife was not home at the time. She was in New York, and I was here alone, and I had no special things that I was going to do that evening, and would they cook me a Persian meal? And through Hasida's translation, she said that her husband needed to pray and if I had a clean cloth that he could pray on. I said I didn't have that, but I had a roll of paper that I could cut a piece for him, and they said that would be effective, that would be perfect. And Hasida and I went shopping, and Hasida cooked the meal. I subsequently found out that Hasida was not the cook, that Majid was the cook. That took a while because Majid came back the next day and worked with me. And every day after that, he worked with me.
آره همه چی داشت میگذشت، دانشگاه، کار، ما این وسط مسافرت اینا میرفتیم اینا، تا اینکه یواش یواش به مشکل خوردیم.
چقدر بعد از اینکه اومدین امریکا؟
تقریبا فکر کنم یک 2 سال و نیمی بعدش شد، دقیقا 2012 ژانویه 2012 دقیقا بخوای حساب کنیم مثلا میشه فکر 2 سال و 4 ماه. بعد دیگه به مشکل ما خوردیم و متاسفانه مثل خیلی از زوجای ایرانی دیگه که بلند میشن میان آمریکا به مشکل میخورن. حالا هر کس به نوعی به مشکل میخوره. بعد به مشکل خوردیم، یه چند ماهی باز با هم بودیم ولی دیگه نشد دیگه ادامه بدیم تا مثلا جدا شد. جدا هم که شدیم و به حال من از خونه اومدم بیرون و آیزا به من پیشنهاد داد که میتونم برم با اونا زندگی بکنم یه مدتی و منم این کارو کردم تا به امروز هم حالا ادامه داره.
Many people believe that immigration has caused all these troubles for Majid, but I think immigration has not been the cause, but it has just been an environment for all the bad things in his life to come up and to start damaging his life. In other words, in the past few years, he has gone through a few bad experiences. The biggest one being his separation with his ex-wife. But I mean, I've talked to Majid a lot. I believe that this problem could have happened even if he had been in Iran. But like, immigration has expedited the process.
Around the time that Majid's relationship with Hasida began to deteriorate, I really saw a transition in him from being a very happy, well-adjusted person to somebody who seemed quite depressed, which is understandable, but also confused about what his new place was going to be in the world, really in society, in Philadelphia here. And I think it was extremely confusing for him and so painful. It forces you to go within, I think, and really ask yourself, who am I? And in his case, who am I in this new place? Who am I without my family? Who am I without everything that was commonly known to me? Who am I inside?
تو تهران که بودم همه چیم خوب بود، خونه داشتیم، زندگی داشتیم، هیچ وقت به قول معروف نمیدونم مستاجر نبودیم، همه چیمون خیلی خوب بود، خونه خودمو داشتم، کارمو داشتم. ولی اینجا هیچ کدوم اینا نبود. مستاجری با پول کم، خونه خیلی کوچیک، کثیف، حالا نسبت به ایران حداقل، و خیلی این چیزا. ببین این چیزا واسه من خیلی خوب بود وقتی تونستم امتحان کردم و آزمایش کردم. اگر شاید جدام نمی‌شدم، زندگی دقیقاً اون زندگی خوبی بودش که همیشه دنبالش بودم و داشتم لذت هم می‌بردم از زندگیم، تا اینکه حالا به حال حتی جدا شدم. خب
I think one thing that saved Majid from total despair is that I think the artist is used to reinventing perceptions of the world, is used to seeing the world and creating the world around them. And when everything seems to be crumbling apart, I think maybe a person of an artistic temperament, an artist like Majid, is capable then of rebuilding the world around them in sometimes better and more creative ways. After the depression subsided, I think he found a stronger circle and a stronger family in the people that were there for him. I think his personal loss and his grief allowed him to foster more nurturing, more loving relationships. And that's something that I think, the breakup of a relationship, I think in his case, it was a catalyst to greater creativity and to greater artistic inspiration, a greater sense of autonomy. And of course, every artist needs the turmoil to create good art. So I have to say his artwork began to get a little bit better too.
میدونی من به اینجایی رسیدم که میگم که اوکی، من الان مهاجرت کردم، یه هزینه خیلی گنده‌ای رو دادم و بهتره حالا که این هزینه رو دادید، اون چیزی که در قبالش گرفتم و که میشه گفت به نوعی زندگی کردن اینجاست، بعد بهتره که حالا به بهترین نباید ازش استفاده حالا بکنم. میدونی حالا نباید اینم از دست بدم، کلی چیزا رو از دست دادم، اینم دیگه از دست بدم به نظر من به نوعی شکست. حالا من اینو باز نمیدونم شکست، چون آدم هر از گاهی دوباره میتونه زندگیشو از اول بسازه.
He's a man who comes from out of history. He's walking out of history, and he walked right into my arms. And what a pleasure it has been to hold him in my arms and know that he is a friend and a supporter.
شب‌های تار دل بستی